Madam President, this is the first appropriation bill that we're considering for FY14. Unfortunately, in my view, it gets us off to the wrong foot because of the spending level. The bill spends more than $54 billion. That's about $5 billion above last year's spending level, and more than $10 billion over the House proposal for this coming fiscal year. Considering that our debt stands at over $17 trillion, we ought to be spending less, not more, this year. This bill already takes a larger portion of the total spendable, allowable spending compared to last year. People will point out that the budget agreement that we agreed to in 2011 simply sets an aggregate number, and that we can spend whatever we want in certain appropriation bills as long as the total doesn't come over $967 billion. That is true, but it is impossible, and I can say that with experience in the House and now in the Senate, that if you overspend on the initial appropriation bills, that you will somehow cut back in the bills that come later. Often the last bill to come up is a defense bill. Nobody is going to undercut our troops or spend less in a defense bill, but that would be required if we were to stay under the budget control agreement number. And so when we overspend on the initial appropriation bills like this, it simply means one thing, that we're going to bust the budget. I can tell you, to have any credibility with the taxpayers, we've got to stick to the agreement that was agreed to in 2011. We have so far. We even went through the sequester because we couldn't come up with an agreement to prioritize spending. But now to go over on the first appropriation bill, to go over the spending limit, would not set the right precedent moving ahead into the appropriation bills. We've simply got to deal with this debt and deficit, and this isn't the way to go. That's why I support the upcoming motion to recommit that Senator Toomey will offer in a few minutes. That would simply recommit the bill back to the Appropriations Committee and say, come back with something that fits within the Budget Control Act, that is similar to what was spent last year, not overspending by $5 billion. I hope that we'll pass this motion to recommit. I hope that we'll start off on appropriation bills in the Senate on the right foot. And with that, I yield the floor, Madam President.